There is no maximum footage of 6 feet for sleeving Romex wiring in the National Electrical Code, often referred to as the NEC. The assertion that a 6-foot limit exists for sleeving Romex is not a standard requirement found within the NEC itself. It is crucial to understand that while the NEC serves as a foundational guideline for electrical installations, local jurisdictions have the authority to adopt, amend, or supplement these codes to address specific needs or concerns within their region. Therefore, the inspector's red tag likely stems from a local code or standard that deviates from the NEC provisions. In situations like these, it is essential to verify the specific regulations in place in your area. Thusly, the primary step you should take is to consult with your local building department. This department is responsible for enforcing building and electrical codes within the jurisdiction. By contacting them, you can directly inquire about the specific rule or regulation that the inspector is referencing. The building department can provide you with the relevant code section or documentation that outlines the maximum allowable length for sleeving Romex wiring. Secondly, another crucial resource is the authority having jurisdiction, or OJ. The AHA is the entity responsible for interpreting and enforcing the electrical code in your specific location. This could be a local electrical inspector, a building official, or another designated authority. Reaching out to the AHA will provide you with clarification on their interpretation of the code and the rationale behind the 6-foot limit. The AHA can also provide guidance on how to comply with their requirements. It is important to remember that local codes can vary significantly from the NEC. These variations may be due to factors such as climate, environmental conditions, or specific construction practices prevalent in the area. Therefore, relying solely on the NEC without considering local amendments can lead to misunderstandings and potential code violations. Sleeving Romex, or non-metallic sheathed cable, is a common practice used to protect the cable from physical damage or to provide additional insulation. When installed in exposed locations, such as across an exposed wood ceiling, sleeving can offer enhanced protection against abrasion, impact, or other potential hazards. The NEC does address the proper methods for installing Romex wiring, including requirements for support, protection from physical damage, and proper termination. However, it does not impose a general length limitation on the amount of Romex that can be enclosed within a sleeve. If you are unable to find any documentation supporting the 6-foot limit, you may want to respectfully discuss the matter with the inspector. Provide them with information from the NEC and any other relevant resources that contradict their assertion. It is possible that there has been a misunderstanding or misinterpretation of the code. Remember that open communication and a willingness to understand each other's perspectives can often lead to a resolution. To ensure compliance with electrical codes, it is essential to stay informed about the latest updates and amendments. Regularly review the NEC and any local codes or standards that apply to your work. Attend continuing education courses or workshops to enhance your knowledge and skills. These resources can help you stay up to date on the latest requirements and best practices for electrical installations. When sleeving Romex wiring, it is important to follow certain best practices to ensure a safe and reliable installation. Firstly, use appropriate sleeving materials that are designed for electrical applications. These materials should be non-metallic and provide adequate protection against physical damage. Secondly, ensure that the sleeve is properly secured to the supporting structure. Use appropriate fasteners or clamps to prevent the sleeve from moving or sagging. Thirdly, install bushings at each end of the sleeve to protect the Romex cable from abrasion or damage. Bushings provide a smooth, rounded surface that prevents the cable from rubbing against the sharp edges of the sleeve. Fourthly, avoid overfilling the sleeve with multiple cables. The sleeve should be sized appropriately to accommodate the number of cables being installed. Overfilling can restrict airflow and potentially lead to overheating. Fifthly, maintain proper spacing between the Romex cable and the sleeve. The cable should not be tightly packed within the sleeve, as this can also restrict airflow and increase the risk of overheating. Sixthly, when routing the sleeve Romex cable, avoid sharp bends or kinks. Sharp bends can damage the cable insulation and reduce its current carrying capacity. Seventhly, properly terminate the Romex cable at both ends of the run. Ensure that the connections are secure and that the conductors are properly insulated. Eighthly, label the Romex cable to indicate its purpose and the circuit it serves. This can help with future troubleshooting or maintenance. Ninthly, inspect the entire installation to ensure that it meets all applicable codes and standards. Verify that the sleeving is properly installed, that the cable is securely supported, and that all connections are tight. Tenthly, document the installation for future reference. Keep records of the materials used, the installation methods, and any code requirements that were followed. In summary, the absence of a 6-foot limit for sleeving Romex in the NEC necessitates a focus on local codes and communication with the AHA. By understanding the specific requirements in your area and following best practices for sleeving Romex wiring, you can ensure a safe and compliant electrical installation. Always prioritize safety and consult with qualified professionals when in doubt. Understanding the role of the NEC is paramount. The NEC, or National Electrical Code, serves as the benchmark for safe electrical installations in the United States. It is a comprehensive set of standards and guidelines developed by the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, to minimize the risk of electrical hazards such as fires and electrocution. While the NEC is not a federal law, it is widely adopted by state and local jurisdictions, making it the de facto standard for electrical work. The NEC covers a wide range of topics related to electrical systems, including wiring methods, overcurrent protection, grounding, and equipment installation. It provides detailed requirements for various types of electrical equipment such as conductors, cables, raceways, and enclosures. The NEC is updated every 3 years to reflect the latest technological advancements, safety research, and best practices. These updates ensure that the code remains relevant and effective in addressing emerging electrical hazards. The NEC is organized into chapters, articles, and sections, making it easy to navigate and find specific information. Each section contains detailed requirements for a particular aspect of electrical installations. The NEC also includes informative annexes that provide additional guidance and explanations. Understanding the structure and organization of the NEC is essential for electrical professionals to effectively apply its provisions. The NEC is not intended to be a design manual, but rather a set of minimum safety standards. It is the responsibility of qualified electrical professionals to design and install electrical systems that meet or exceed these standards. The NEC is constantly evolving to address new challenges and technologies. Electrical professionals must stay informed about the latest updates and amendments to the code to ensure compliance and safety. The NEC is a valuable resource for anyone involved in electrical work, providing a comprehensive framework for safe and reliable electrical installations. By following the NEC guidelines, electrical professionals can help protect people and property from electrical hazards. It is important to note that the NEC is not the only source of electrical codes and standards. State and local jurisdictions may have their own codes that are more stringent or that address specific local conditions. It is essential to be familiar with all applicable codes and standards in the area where you are working. The NEC is a living document that is constantly being revised and updated to reflect the latest knowledge and best practices in the electrical industry. By staying informed about the NEC and other relevant codes and standards, electrical professionals can ensure that their work is safe, compliant, and reliable. When using the NEC, it is important to understand the definitions of key terms and concepts. The NEC provides definitions for a wide range of electrical terms such as ampacity, conductor, grounding, and overcurrent protection. Understanding these definitions is essential for accurately interpreting and applying the code's requirements. The NEC also uses specific terminology to describe different types of electrical equipment and systems. For example, the NEC distinguishes between grounded conductors and equipment grounding conductors, each of which has a specific purpose in the electrical system. The NEC provides detailed requirements for the installation of various types of electrical equipment, such as panel boards, transformers, and generators. These requirements are designed to ensure that the equipment is installed safely and that it operates properly. The NEC also addresses the issue of electrical safety in hazardous locations, such as areas where flammable liquids or gases are present. The NEC provides specific requirements for the installation of electrical equipment in these locations to minimize the risk of explosions or fires. The NEC is a complex and comprehensive document, but it is essential for anyone involved in electrical work. By understanding the NEC requirements and following its guidelines, electrical professionals can help ensure that electrical systems are installed safely and that they operate reliably. Always consult the latest edition of the NEC and any applicable local codes or standards before beginning any electrical work. In addition to the NEC, there are other organizations that develop electrical standards and guidelines. These organizations include the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, or IEE, and Underwriters Laboratories, or UL. IEE develops standards for electrical engineering and related fields, while UL tests and certifies electrical products for safety. These standards and certifications can provide additional assurance that electrical equipment and systems are safe and reliable. Electrical codes and standards are constantly evolving to address new technologies and challenges. It is important to stay informed about the latest developments in the electrical industry to ensure that your work is safe, compliant, and up to date. By staying informed and following best practices, electrical professionals can help protect people and property from electrical hazards. The key takeaway is that electrical safety is a shared responsibility. Everyone involved in electrical work, from designers and installers to inspectors and users, has a role to play in ensuring that electrical systems are safe and reliable. Sleeving Romex can be done properly if all parties can agree on whether or not it is suitable to be done in this method.